Hey everybody, Derek here to bring you another video for Z Nation. And I am really excited, folks. We are 1 week away from the season premiere of Z Nation, and I am very, very excited. Next Friday is the day. It's something that we've all been waiting for since December. I think that we have really wanted to see, what's going to happen to our group after the cliffhanger that they left off. And I'm very, very anxious for what is coming forward. What I'm going to be doing in this video is basically just doing an overview of things that I want to see in Z Nation Season 2 that will make it just as good, if not better, than Season 1. And again, when I do these videos, I do not ever suggest that a season was terrible. I think Z Nation, really got off to a pretty decent start. I think that a lot of us were a little concerned at the beginning, but if you stuck with it and you really saw it, it really established itself as a great zombie show, very unique, set aside from Walking Dead. It basically is not under that, Walking Dead hype. It's really its own show with a unique perspective, and I like it. And I really think that if it continues, I think it's going to see some major success as we continue forward. But these are just some things that going into season 2, some of the expectations that I have and things I want to see, this is what that video is really going to talk about. So just in case you guys are not caught up with Z Nation Season 1, this video will contain spoilers. Okay, so some of the things that I want to see in Season 2. One is a more cohesive plot. One of the things that I really thought that Z Nation did a good job of in Season 1 is that they did establish more episodes standing on their own were amazing. And that's a trick that's really hard to do in some stories, especially like with Walking Dead. I feel like Walking Dead has its high moments, and then it has its, all right, come on, let's get to the good stuff moments, where the episode standing on its own may not necessarily be as exciting, but again, when you watch it as a whole, it makes a really good story. And that's a balance that you have to have in a TV show, though, which I understand. But I felt like Z Nation did a very good job of, in Season 1, making a lot of episodes on their own really amazing. Like the cannibal episode, the episode where Garnett dies, the tornado one, the one with the power plant. A lot of episodes that really did not necessarily fit with an overall arching goal, where really they could be seen as movies in and of themselves, some of them. I really thought that that was a good strategy for Season 1. But moving into Season 2, I really hope to see more of, a plot that actually, from start to finish, you can follow. Now, you can have those separate missions inside of there, but I'm really hoping that we see a lot more cohesiveness, like with Dr. Kurian. Like, I really hope that we actually see a recurring villain that is established as a villain throughout Season 2, rather than each episode having a different villain. You may feel differently about that, and I absolutely respect that. Again, these are just my opinions. But I think that with the direction that they're moving in, now that we've gotten through Season 1 and after the events of Doctor of the Dead, I don't think it would be a good idea to kill Dr. Kurian off in Episode 1 or 2 and then just continue with the same pattern of Season 1. I don't think it would be as interesting. But it's okay to introduce new characters, and it's okay to have, it's their own unique stories. Like, for example, Episode 3 has that, stagecoach of, individuals, this, like, wagon train heading west or east to get away from the nuclear radiation. Like, I think that that is a good idea. You also have episodes with Sketchy and Skeezy coming up, and I think that, doing that is okay. But I think that you need to continue to have overarching plots continuing into the next episodes. Again, like with Dr. Kurian, maybe with, Emilio Rivera's character, being more of a presence, Vasquez's role, continuing forward. I think that having a more cohesive plot would be a good thing for season 2. And I really hope that we do see more of that and that things fit together a little bit more than they did in season 1. Now, again, that's not to say that season 1 did a bad thing. I liked it. But I just think that when we move into season 2, I think it needs to be more cohesive rather than here's an episode, here's an episode, here's an episode. And they're just these little merry adventures that the group has. I don't want to see that as much in season 2. So I really hope that maybe we do see a little bit more of a connectedness between Korean and a lot of the other elements of season 2. I hope we do. One other thing I really want to see, new kinds of zombies. And one of the things that I really like about Z Nation is, we look at the zombies based on qualities that they have rather than the disgusting nature of them. Because Walking Dead, one of the things that I think that we like to see is just how much they're decaying, rotting, the various looks, like, various ones like the Well Walker, the Walker in the season 5 premiere that was missing this part of their face, various different distortions of the face, the jaw, missing body parts, things like that. That is the kind of thing that excites us in Walking Dead, because we like to see the look of the zombies, the walkers, as they're decaying. But on Z Nation, what I find is we like the qualities of them. So we like, zombies that are glowing, like the radioactive zombies. You had the Amish zombies. You had the firemen, and having these qualities in the zombies that makes them harder to kill or, just different in a sense. And I liked that. I liked how, you were like, oh, I wonder what we're going to see next week. Are we going to see, like stripper zombies? If you've seen the teasers, there are going to be some stripper zombies, and it looks like they are going to be controlled by Murphy, I think, because you actually see 2 stripper zombies in one of the teasers making out. And it's like, well, I don't think that zombies really have the ability to make out unless somebody is controlling them. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I think it's funny, to see these different features in zombies that you don't really see anymore in Walking Dead. Like, remember in the premiere of Walking Dead when the one zombie could, turn the doorknob and another zombie could use a rock to try to break open those doors and guts? We don't see that anymore. And it really does, make you wonder in Z Nation if some of the zombies do retain more of their human qualities, which in some respects they kind of do. Now, again, whether that's because of Murphy controlling them or whether that's just something that's a quality in Z Nation, there's still a little bit more to be understood. But I want to see various new types of zombies. So, again, like the stripper zombies, I think that would be very interesting to see. And maybe various other qualities that the zombies would have, I think would be very, very amazing. Plus, maybe some different zombie animals. We've seen a zombie bear. Why not go for zombie rhinoceros? I mean, I know that would sound ridiculous, but hey, I think that it would be interesting to run into different various types of zombies and how they would be threats. Because I think that you do have the capability of doing that. Like, imagine zombies holding chainsaws. That would be insane. But those are the kind of things that we look for in Z Nation, and I think it would be very, very amazing if they continued to do that. So I hope to see new and different kinds of zombies in Season 2. Another thing I would like to see, more group tension. I really want to see this season of Z Nation really start to test some of these characters. Season 1 did that, of course. I mean, I think that they did a very good job of showing Garnett, after Garnett's death, how that hurt Warren, how that hurt various other characters, seeing Mac and Addie fall apart. I want to see things like that continue. And I think that we will. I think that Murphy, being the kind of person that he is and the kind of role he may be playing in Season 2, I think that he's going to be the source of a lot of tension in Season 2. Again, I want to also see maybe a little bit of Mac and Addie, struggling with their relationship. That it's not going to be as simple as, oh, Mac, I'm so sorry, I was so stupid and I love you, or Mac being like, I know, Addie, I'm so sorry I pushed you into doing things and I know that I was insensitive and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to see this lovey-dovey make-up stuff in episode 1. I really want to see more of a drawn out story with that, where they have their high moments, but also your low moments. And I think that that is very important. And I think that really this season really should test them. Can they overcome the terrible things that have happened with the nuclear bombs going off, being introduced to Dr. Kurian and thinking that there's no cure? And maybe Citizen Z goes offline for a while. I think that would be very possible. And if he does, then they're not going to have somebody pointing them in the direction. So without somebody like that, can they overcome and say, hey, look, we're going to California no matter what. It's a chance, and we're going to take it. And I think that that would be very interesting. And I hope to see, the group tension continue throughout the season. And we do see that even though these people do stick together, they do care about each other, that they will still have their problems and that they'll work through them as the season goes on. I want to see more of that. And I think that season 2 is the right time to start to really push these group members and to push their relationships with each other. And finally, something else that I would really like to see is, lots of various different kinds of zombie kills. I think that Z Nation definitely has a lot of interesting different kinds of kills, various different, sayings that they have, like, Docs, don't hug the zombies, things like that. I thought that was funny, and I think that if they can continue to work those kind of elements into season 2, it provides for the very interesting perspective that Z Nation has. Like, if you watch the Z Nation season 2 teaser that they have, 10,000 shoots a zombie right through its face, and then Doc waves, in between the head being blown out and him waving. And I think that those are, interesting things that really make Z Nation what it is. It's a very different kind of zombie show, and I like having those different kinds of reactions, perspectives to, the zombie action on the show. And sometimes they do say, like a funny one-liner as they're killing a zombie. And I think that that is something that you see there that you don't see in The Walking Dead. You don't ever see Rick go like, heads up, and like, stab one with the machete. You don't see anything like that, and I like that about Z Nation. I've always been a fan of, one-liners, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, James Bond. I mean, all those individuals, having these snappy one-liners that they have, I like that. And I think that it does add a different kind of element to the story. And I like that about Z Nation, that, every now and then you hear a don't hug the zombies, it's something like that. I think that that does add a lot of new and exciting things to Z Nation, and I hope they continue with that. So I'm really looking forward to the new season. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm excited. Let me know what you guys want to see in Z Nation Season 2. Are there things you agree with me about, or are there different things that you want to see in Z Nation? Don't be afraid to suggest that. Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming. If there are any suggestions that you guys would like to see for future videos, please do not be afraid to suggest them. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and thank you very much for watching.